Hey, what's up guys, Rage Against the Apps. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make your own homemade Hauppauge HD PVR power adapter. I got this on eBay and the seller said that it did come with a power adapter, but it only arrived with the USB cable and the software and the receiver, of course. The package it came in had a couple holes in it and the shipping label had been teared off. You can see the part that was still attached. And someone had manually written down the addresses on it. So I'm not entirely sure what happened with the USPS, but I guess that's the postal service for you. First things first, don't ever try to use any power adapter that isn't expressly advertised to be used with the Hauppauge, because you will fry the system. You can only use a power adapter that outputs in 5 volts direct current at 2 amps, and you just don't want to use anything else because you will fry your system and it will not work. You will have to send it into Hauppauge. They will charge you around $60 to $70 depending on the damage caused, and no one wants to do that. So what you're going to need is a plug that actually fits to the back of the Hauppauge. I found that most routers or modems have plugs that are the exact same size. This is from an old Netgear AC adapter that I had laying around. The router no longer works, so I have no use for the plug. Yeah. So you're going to go ahead and split it, cut the cable, and make sure you give yourself a good length, because if you commit a couple mistakes down the road, you want to make sure you have some room for error. So set that aside. I recorded this earlier, but the audio was horrible, so I'm doing a little voiceover. I pretty much forgot everything I was saying at the moment. I have no idea what I was talking about. Okay, here we go. Next thing you need is a Sony Psp Adapter. This is for the original PSP that came out. It's 5 volt AC adapter. And the important part is that it outputs in 5 volts. And that symbol with the line up top and 3 dots, that means DC, direct current, and 2 amps. So 5 volts, direct current, 2 amps. And that's the exact output that we need to power the Hauppauge. You're also going to need to split that. Cut that and remove the original plug that you plugged into your PSP, and you're not going to need that. You can throw that away. Now all that's left to do is to strip the wires and twist the ends. No idea what I was saying at the time. Okay. Before you put them together, since there's two parts that need to be joined, you can't do this at random because one's positive and one's negative. And if you reverse the polarity, you can cause irreversible damage to your Hauppauge. So you don't want that because they don't have fuses, or I'm pretty sure they don't have fuses, so they don't have any protective measure against reversed polarity. So the outside has to be negative and the inside has to be positive. Now to check the leads on the Netgear adapter, I opened up the box. Yours, I'm not sure how you would go on about checking yours, but I'm pretty sure it's the same. Under patented, you'll see that positive goes to the middle and negative is excluded. That means that the outer part of the plug is negative and the inner part is positive, which is perfect because the Hauppauge positive is centered and the outer part is negative, so that's what we need. So if you open up the box, you'll see the 2 cables that go in. One goes into positive, one goes into negative. The positive one is the dashed one, and the negative one is the one that's completely black. So the top one, the one with the dashes, that one's positive, and the bottom one is negative. Now for the PSP charger, that one's a little different. When you strip that wire, you're going to get an outer wire which is wrapped around another insulated wire inside. That's the white insulation you see there. the part that's wrapped around the white insulation is negative, and the inner part is positive. So what you're going to do is connect the positive inner part to the dashed wire, and you're going to connect the outer part that was surrounding it to the negative wire, which is the black wire. It's very important that you completely wrap them around and make sure they don't make contact, because that's a huge fire hazard, and you don't want this thing to catch smoke or anything. Catch fire, catch smoke. So what you can do is you can solder these together, and I wouldn't say I'm an expert at soldering, but I'm pretty good. But I'd rather take the lazy way and just use electrical tape. As long as you properly separate them and make sure they're well insulated, there's no problem. So I'm going to go ahead and bend the negative wires down, and I'm just going to tape that to the PSP wire, the original PSP wire, and I'm going to tape the positive wire up top and then tape everything together. Just remember, as long as they're separated, you'll be fine. You just don't want them to make any contact whatsoever. So I'll just bend the negative one down and tape it in place, and then tape the positive up top by itself. Here you see the AC adapter for the PSP, and it comes over here, and I taped everything together, positive to positive, negative to negative, and then I taped both of those together, and it looks like a mess, but it's not going to catch fire or anything, that's for sure. They're properly separated. And there's the plug. Only thing left to do is to test it. Here I plugged it in, and I'm following the lead so you guys can see it's the exact same cable, AC adapter, plugged into the wall. My computer is on and running, and I have ITV on, so it should detect the 360 as soon as I power on the Hauppauge. And it looks like it's going to work. You have signal on the TV. Hauppauge is up and running, and ITV is starting the capture. So I decided to record some Gears of War gameplay. This is the multiplayer demo on Xbox Live. I'm not sure if this game is for PS3 too, or if it's a 360 exclusive, but I don't really play 360, and I've never played this game at all, so I had no idea what I was doing. And like, what are those things? What are those? Those things are creepy. I don't know what they are, but whatever. Anyways, I wasn't sure what I was doing, and my grenades they kept exploding mid-air. They never went far. I'm not sure if I was doing something wrong or if I was holding them too long. I don't know. But yeah, look at this guy. I shoot him 1, 2, 3, and his turret takes me out. Awesome. Just awesome. To say I'm horrible at this game is an understatement. I played the entire match. I got 1 kill, and that was a melee that I did when like 3 other people were shooting at this one guy. So I'm pretty sure that wasn't really my kill. Probably stole it from someone else. And yeah, these things are so weird. Anyways, if you guys are still watching, thanks, I guess. Comment, rate, subscribe, and be sure to let me know how I can improve the HD PVR settings, because I mean they're better than a Dazzle by a lot, but you know, I see some gameplay out there which are obviously from HD PVR 2 or HD PVR Gaming Edition 2, so they're gonna be superior to these. But I do believe I used to see gameplay produced by these HD PVRs that were just amazing quality. So if you guys know how to render them correctly, do the color correct and all that, be sure to let me know. Peace.
Sentry is up!
Don't worry, I'm a medic. Here, Lucky, I'm here!
That was supposed to be a joke. I'm sick of these hoes!